Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make some overall shorts. I think I tied these up off camera or I've lost the footage. I made these way back in May, and so I don't know what happened. So we're just going to get right to the fun part, and I'm just going to show you the dye placement. This is for your inspiration, so if you have these colors, you might want to put them together. I do have a video that's a standalone video of how I tie up my geodes, and I pretty much do the same process on t-shirts, pants, rayon, overall shorts, whatever. So if you're not familiar with how to tie up a geode, I do recommend that you go ahead and check out that video, and I will link it on the end screen. So at the very end, you can just go right to it. All of the dyes that I'm using on this project are from Dharma Trading Company, and they are their special order dyes. So if you go to their website and you type in special order procion dyes, it'll bring up an entire list. Now the catch is you have to buy 5 pounds or more, and that's just way too much dye. I like to just get like little sample sizes, like 4 ounces. So I get my dye over on Facebook in the group called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace, and there's a whole bunch of cool tie-dye supplies over there, so I recommend that you check that out. I have a link down below in the description box that will take you right over there. And I have done business with the two Kathys, Kathy Sprague and Kathy Greger, and I've had a wonderful experience, so I definitely recommend those ladies. Next, to give the project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure, I'm going to be adding quite a bit of ice to this project because it's a cotton denim material and it's rather thick, and I want to make sure that dye goes all the way through the project. So I ended up getting a lot of dye down at the bottom of the container, and I don't want to be wasteful. So what I'm doing here is I'm just recreating my setup. So I'm placing my rack down on empty dye jars. Never put dye jars that have dye inside of a container that's going to have moisture, okay? And I'm just going to be using these ice cube tray cubes. Now, it's been so long since I've made this project, I'm not exactly sure what my whole method of madness was when I was making this. I know that I was making these for my sister to go on vacation, so I had a bunch of things that I need to make, and I'm guessing that probably my nugget ice was empty, so that's why I'm going with the ice cubes. It's okay, use any ice that you have, and then you'll see here in a minute that the whole project is going to kind of get a little sloppy looking. If my memory is serving me correctly, I was cleaning out the freezer so that I was able to have room to make fresh ice, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I also recommend that you wear gloves. You don't have to, the dye will come off your hand in a couple of days, but if you need to have clean looking hands, gloves is the easiest way to, keep your hands from looking a mess. So the ice was pushing out the silicone cake molds, so I just took more of the clothespins and just shored it up. So how the setup is, I have the tote that's one of those wrapping paper under the bed size, and then I have this closet made rack. I had to cut a little bit off so it fits in there. I just used like bolt cutters, I think they were, cut off like a couple inches, and then the empty dye jars, and then the silicone cake molds, which I got from Amazon, and you'll find the links down below, and then the clothespins I just found at Fred Meyer's. You can find them anywhere in the laundry section. But as you can see here, The reason why I'm thinking that I must have been cleaning out the freezer was because if I'm going to do this backfill of the ice, I would typically use my nugget ice, but I'm using these huge hunks of stale, old, large ice machine ice cubes, and they work fine. Like I said, just use any ice that you have. Yeah, I just don't remember. It's been so long ago. I don't know exactly what I was thinking, but I do know that wish I was wearing gloves. One good thing about stale ice, it turns itself into snow because it becomes like freezer burned ice, and I quite like that, to be honest. All right, the next step from here is to set it aside and let it batch at 70 degrees or higher for at least 24 hours after the ice melts, and I let this project batch for the full 48 hours, and then knowing me, probably a little bit even more than that. It is what it is. But anything past 48 hours, nothing is happening with the project because procion dye and soda ash are basically null at the arbitrary number of 48 hours. So, okay, now you want to start by untying your project, and what I've been doing lately is just untying it before I even rinse it out, because at the 48-hour mark, it's not bone dry, but the dye is bonded really well with the natural fibers, and it's kind of dry enough, so it makes it really quick and easy to untie it. Now, sometimes during the dyeing process, or maybe it's the wrapping process, the sinew can get kind of tied up in like a little bit of a knot, and so right here what you're watching me do is fight with that type of situation. Be really careful. Get a seam ripper, some scissors. I just watched somebody go at it with an X-Acto knife. I held my breath the entire time. What you want to try to do is get your shears like slid up underneath a pleat and just sort of go at it real slowly. Make sure you don't cut a hole in your fabric. While I'm doing all of this, I have my washing machine pre-filling with the hot water and my textile detergent. All right, now for the rinse out process, I just do the same thing always. I start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then I increase my water to hot and I rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. Then from here, I take it to the washing machine and I do hot water cycles using Kirillon, which is a professional textile detergent. And then I do a final hot water cycle using Millsoft, and Millsoft is a professional fabric softener. I get both of these from Dharma Trading Company, and you will find the links down below in the description box. Also, I should point out that I wash multiple items together, not just one pair of overalls. Then I'll put it in the dryer, and I'll iron it, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Here they are, and I think they turned out great. This is a beautiful color palette. And if you don't have these exact colors, you can try to maybe match them up a little bit and do something similar. I got these overalls at Walmart maybe 3 years ago. They're in the juniors department. They probably bring them back every year, so if you see them next summer, snatch them up. They take the dye very well. Now, I wish I would have had a little bit more of like the sinew lines going through it, but with it being the cotton denim, it's hard to like really pull it tight, so you just sort of see little hints of sinew lines here and there. But that's okay because the dye placement still gives you that illusion of the geode pattern. So overall, I'm really pleased with the way they turned out. What do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing!